All right, guys, welcome back. We made it to Runecraft. We're still doing this somehow. I'm still joined with Dean and Ellis. You guys want to say hi?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. I guess this is the Burn One Shadowverse Evolve channel. I don't know if that's important anymore. But you guys need to like, comment, and subscribe. Actually, after the release of all our starter deck stuff, we're actually like slowly growing a little bit, which is nice. So it means there's good interest for the English content, which is good.
Like the Discords.
Yep. Oh yeah. And thank you to the Shadowverse Evolve community Discord because they provided all these pictures and translations already nicely laid out in a Google Doc that we are using. And so thank you to them for just having this out there for the community, especially for those people who don't speak Japanese. But yeah, let's just get right into it. I guess I'll start it off for Runecraft. Actually, Runecraft is probably one of the crafts I'm more interested in playing. So we'll jump off. The first thing we have is Arc Summoner Erasmus. Is that
Erasmus.
Erasmus. All right, good. Cost a 7 cost follower, a 6/8 stat line, trait sorcerer. I'm not sure if this is going to be important or not for this just yet. Has fanfare, earthright. Choose an enemy follower, deal 6 damage to it, then deal 2 damage to that follower's leader. And then it has an activate ability where you can act this card in earthright. Choose an enemy follower, deal 6 damage to it, and then deal 2 damage to the follower's leader. Earthright in this case is just destroy. Okay, so I'm only super familiar with Earthright in the digital card game. Is it still the same, where you have like an Earthright amulet on the board and destroy it?
Yeah, so you have the mechanic is you get this Earth Sigil, and you can act an Earth Sigil to get counters on it equal to the number of Earth Sigils. Like it pops all of your Earth Sigils on the board when you tap it, and then you get that many counters on it. And when you use Earthright, you either tick down a counter, or if you have no counters left, you destroy the Earth Sigil.
Oh, okay. So that you don't clog the board as bad as like in the digital card game. Oh
Correct.
yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember actually. I think either you played it or I played it when we were first playing the game. I can remember this now.
Yeah,
right.
so this card is
Go ahead.
pretty good. I mean, because it's a big body. 8 is very relevant. I mean, remember that Dread Dragon in the TD? Go watch the Dragoncraft TD. Review. Dealing 7 damage. Yeah, so this thing has 8 health. It's just like a big body, and you're able to just clear 2 threats, leave the big body on board, and then next turn potentially clear even more threats, or just swing for 6.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing dirt or like rune, like the Earthright. I don't remember seeing that seeing a lot of play.
No, it did.
Early on.
It saw a lot of play, but when we were playing early on, I wanted to play D Shift.
Oh,
so I wasn't playing Meta Rune.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
I also didn't own the card. There's an important card in this that I didn't own. So
so then we're gonna see a card that I probably haven't seen at all.
Interesting. So wait, was the meta list in the beginning playing around Earthright a lot?
It's just more consistent than what Spell Boost does, because Spell Boost is you need all these cards in the grave, and then you play like a lot of dead cards, but then you're also supposed to be digging through the deck, and you're susceptible to like hand disruption, like aggro at times. You just can't control the board well enough. Dirt Rune has like just all around the more consistent game plan. So it's you play that instead if you want to like actually have a deep tournament run.
All right, awesome. All right, next card here.
Okay, Merlin. This is one of the best cards. It's still expensive. It's a 3-drop 3/2, and it has Evolve for 2, and it has Fanfare. Search your deck for a spell and add it to your hand. So it searches for any spell. Fantastic. And when you evolve it, boom, it becomes a 4/3, and it says choose a spell in your graveyard with 3 cost or less, and you may play it for 0. So what is important about this though is you will get your additional effects for from the spell, but the spell actually does blink out of the grave for a moment. So like if you have a card that needs Spell Boost 5, or what was it called?
I don't remember offhand.
Spell Charge or whatever. Yeah. If you need Spell Charge 5 and you only have 5 spells in grave, that card blinks out of the grave for a moment. So then you only have 4.
Right.
So that's like the only really relevant thing here. But yeah, it lets you search a powerful like 1-of spell and then continuously recycle possibly like a less powerful. I think like a common thing is there's like a 3-mana neutral spell that says deal 3 damage to anything including face. And it's like you can play that and only as a 1-of because it's a little slow, but then you can use the Merlin to recycle it.
I love cards like this. It's like reminiscent of Snapcaster Mage for me in a way.
Yep.
And I love Snapcaster Mage. It's probably my outside of like some cool combo stuff I did in MTG. It's probably my favorite Magic card in existence. Like still to this day, Snapcaster Mage is such a cool card and a good card.
Actually, this card is an exact clone of Goblin Dark Dwellers.
I'm not familiar with that card.
It's a 5-drop 4/3 that comes into play, chooses an instant or sorcery in your graveyard that costs 3 or less and plays it for free.
Oh,
But this also searches a spell for 5.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't do that.
This is pretty good.
This card is such value. I can't imagine this card not being played at some good amount of
Staple
quantities,
3
right?
of.
Yeah.
Yep. No,
And
that's great.
Yeah.
Ooh, we're on to me. So this is Ancient Alchemist. It is a 2/5 for 3. It has Evolve 3. It has Fanfare. Put Fanfare Earthright. Put 2 Guard Form Golems in your EX area, and those Guard Form Golems are 2 play point costs, 2 3s with Ward, and they're Golems. And then when it evolves, as long as it's on the field, you subtract 1 from the play point cost of playing all Golem followers. So that's tokens and non-tokens. And whenever a Golem follower enters your field, you choose an enemy leader or enemy follower and deal 3 damage to it. I've not ever seen this card. Is this one of the cards that you're talking about was missing?
This was the card that in 8 boxes I pulled 1 of.
Oh, okay.
So I was unable to play with this, but this card is insane.
Yeah, this card seems very insane in the Earthright deck. Like the cost reduction on golems, it makes golems. The damage it deals, depending on what is this is a 3 cost originally.
It's 3 cost.
3.
Its health pool too is big enough that it's going to be somewhat annoying to remove off the board. You can't just like 1-for-1 it easily.
Right.
So yeah.
And it's gonna make it's gonna make those 2-drop golems with ward into 1-drop golems with ward that deal 6 damage spread across up to 2 targets.
Now, I'll say this. I think maybe I'm bad. Maybe this deck game has too much removal. 2/5 even. It's like at times you put it on the board, and if you're not doing anything with it, it feels a little awkward. Like it feels kind of hard to drop this thing down on 3 and then wait to 4, right?
Yeah.
So like it felt like a 6 or it felt like a 7 or 8 mana card to me.
Yeah, but if you do this on like 6,
6 doesn't do anything. 8.
Yeah, it just makes it tougher.
But it is.
I mean, even on 7, it's fine because you can still play one of those golems that protects it.
You can. What's more important is that face damage. The fact this converts into 6 face damage while putting up wards.
Yeah, like dropping this late with the face damage is really good. Are there any golem followers in Runecraft that aren't tokens?
Not sure. We'll find out. I guess. I guess not. Well, I mean, like also this even as a 3-drop alone or before like turn 6 or whatever. It's still like if you play this on curve, at least it's probably going to stick around for a little while, right?
Maybe.
With 5 power,
we'll find out more. Watch the neutral video when we put it out. That'll give you the answers you're looking for.
Oh no, something I'm not aware of. Okay. All right. It just seems like so. What you're saying? This is like a turn 8 really explosive card.
Yeah. Yes. And it has like flexibility in the mid game, but it feels kind of like low tempo when you put it down by itself.
Right.
Okay. All right. Next card here. Arcane Enlightenment. Holy shit, I like this art. It's a spell, 4 cost. It has quick. Put the top card of your deck into your EX area. Do this until your EX area is full. At the start of your next in phase, banish all cards in your EX area. Oh, this is kind of interesting, actually.
This is a red card in Magic.
Yeah. Without like full context, like usually these effects are like really, really good. But without full context of like all Runecraft, I don't know how to like evaluate this. This could potentially be really broken sometime in the future when more sets are out too. It just really depends what kind of cards you're trying to pull off the top and be able to like spin things.
Yeah. At the start of your next in phase, so you could play this at the end of your opponent's turn to basically draw 5 temporarily.
I like your optimism. This card, everyone said was unplayable.
Really?
Really? I
Is,
don't remember seeing this card
is-
ever, but like,
Yeah, you didn't see this card because it's in the binder.
is it because like the EX area is used a lot for Runecraft? That could be like one of the reasons I would see it like never.
I don't
been
think it
used.
is.
It's about being able to float 4 dead mana to draw 5.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean it is very situational to be able to pay that cost, I guess. There are other 4 costs like 4 cost is very competitive in this game, and we'll see that later
But
on
it's
with some other
even
stuff.
if you're at 8 mana, you
Right.
don't have 4 mana. If you have 8 mana, it means your opponent has 8 mana. They're putting 8 mana worth of threats on the board, and you don't have 4 mana to waste.
Yeah.
On a draw in a deck that naturally keeps like a full grip.
That's true, I guess. It feels like a very win more card, like if you could use it.
I guess in a way, yeah. I'm really sad to hear that because the art is fucking fire.
But
I-
people have tried memes with it. It's just like that 4 is rough. It's
In this game does D shift does it get cost reduction?
not even close. Not enough for this.
Oh, rip. Oh, we don't know in the future. Maybe I don't know. This seems like a card that like could potentially be pretty busted in the future, but I guess right now,
Potentially.
yeah. But I guess right now it doesn't do much.
Are there any
enough.
cards that interact with cards getting banished?
No.
Okay,
All right.
that's all I needed to know, I guess.
All right. I guess that's that for this card. Next, go ahead, Dean. This is everyone's favorite reason I want to play the set. Or
I have shatterfoils of this in Japanese, not like the nice ones, but just the generic shatterfoils. This is Dimension Shift. We know it, we hate it, we love it. It's 12 mana, and in this game, it says banish 10 spells from your graveyard when you play this card, and change this card's cost to 7. Take an extra turn after this one.
Oh, right.
So it caps out at you can't get this lower at the moment.
You actually can't even play this card unless you can banish 10 spells, right? Because it costs 12. That's impossible.
Yeah, so this card is it's not a 0 mana, you can't triple it.
Right.
I can't triple D shift. What kind of game is this? This is garbage.
Can't even D shifts on turn 5. Can you believe they future proof this? It's slower than the actual digital.
Damn.
Despite costing 8 mana less.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, it's the cost on that being so high. I don't know. I'm a believer that one day somehow this will be consistent and like destroy people, but
I remember playing it and it was fun.
It is a very fun card.
I also remember playing it and bricking really hard because the card you need to make it go off is always in your deck.
Yeah. I think it's I think this is the most fun deck you can build for me personally, but it also I would if I wanted to go deep in a tournament, I would not play this.
Yeah, it just seems
if
like
I wanted to win locals, I'd bring this for the clout.
For the clout. It seems like a card that like right now you can, if you have the facility to handle it, you can have it in there as a one of randomly. But I'm sure this is a horribly dead draw early on, which will make you sad. But I mean, there has to be some lists that run as a one of right randomly because they can just like pull it off. I don't know how it is like now with like
what are you talking about? You just discard it.
You're right, but then you can't get
penguin.
Oh yeah, you can get it back though, right? I forget. No. Oh, sad.
Nope.
No, that's why it's really bad as a one of, because you Merlin search it and then your opponent hits you with hand disruption and you go, oh, I've lost the game.
You get delinquent duoed.
Delinquent duoed. I do feel like I thought I saw some list early on that ran like a couple copies of it, but like also I wasn't too involved when the first set came out, so I don't know how well this like popped off, at locals. But well, yeah, I'm sad to see D Shift not be as broken as it was in the digital card game. But yeah, this is like another one of those type of cards though. I think like if the format is like forever like a legacy format where like everything's always legal, I think in the future this could randomly become also broken if they print something they didn't think about ahead of time. But
no, they think about it.
No, I'm gonna pray they're gonna let it be broken one time. And they're gonna have to emergency ban.
No, they'll think about it and they'll let it be broken.
Yeah. When do you think they'll put the English comprehensive rules on their website?
No idea.
No idea.
Yeah, if Bushiroad's handling it, never. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, next card.
This is me, right?
Yep.
Oh, what is this?
Hello. Read it.
All right. Anyway, this is Juno's Secret Laboratory. It is a 5-cost spell. It has the Alchemist trait. It has Fanfare. Wait, no, this is an amulet, isn't it? It's not a spell. It's an amulet. I'm sorry. It has Fanfare. Put a guard form golem or a strike form golem into the field. It has Act. Put a magic sentiment into the field. Magic sentiment's what you need for Earthright, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it also has activate act this card and Earthright. Put a guard form golem or strike form golem into the field.
Strike form is a 3/2 with rush.
Yeah.
Guard form is the 2/3 with ward.
I'm disappointed that it doesn't tell you that on this card. I also think this card is probably slow and it eats a slot. It eats a slot on field where you want to put other things, and you don't really. It doesn't provide Earthright in itself, so it cannot be eaten for Earthright. Like, it is not an Earthright card.
Okay. So now that Ellis has said the wrong words, it is time for me to say the right words.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, Ellis. This was one of the cards that made Earthright extremely playable.
Wait, really?
Every turn you can tap this for a magic sentiment. Every single turn you can tap this.
I get that, but
converting it into additional Earthrights. And
yeah, I get that.
And if you don't have the Earthrights in hand to use, but you still got one on board, boom, it converts them into golems.
Yeah, but you never want to see more than one copy of this card.
I mean, if you put one down and you have a second one in hand, you just don't play it.
Yeah, I hate dead cards like
that. But then it gets
bad.
removed and you put another one down and your opponent goes, another one.
I guess
like TJ Khaled.
I guess that's fair. Okay. I mean, I can see it. I can see that.
It's the value it provides turn after turn in a deck that needs a way to continuously get sediments. And like most of the sediments are like 1 or 2, possibly even up to 3 mana just to get a sediment. Well, this is just 5 mana. It sits on the board and you get sediments for the rest of the game.
I mean, I guess I just never saw this deck, so I don't know how valuable the slot that it takes is for that deck, right?
It might be one thing too. Sorry, go ahead, Dean. Go ahead, Dean.
I was going to say that the deck, like, the games that you have this on 5 and the ones where you don't are so vastly different. Like, you want this every game on 5.
I was going to say, too, it might be a thing where, like, right now it's very hard to disentangle, like, the actual TCG versus the digital card game. And to me, like, in the digital card game, amulets don't stick around very often. They're very easy to remove. Whereas it's possibly early on in this, but there's probably not that many amulet removals, right? So it's probably a card that's really hard for your opponent to always naturally have the out to, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I can see it. I can get behind that then. Like, I do actually think I want to see this deck function. Like, I want to see it in action. Because I guess I never got to see that in our play with Japanese stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see all these decks in action. I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of Runecraft early on, because Runecraft is one of my favorite ones just to always experiment with, because I always think they have like the most fun things to play around with. But yeah, so yeah, we'll definitely have a lot of Runecraft stuff definitely early on the channel too. So yeah. Next card here is Spectral Wizard. It's a Runecraft follower, 2 cost 2/2. Evolve for 2. And then Fanfare, look at the top card of your deck. You may reveal a spell card among them and add it to your hand. This seems like decent value card. I don't know if...
Console? What's its evolve?
Oh, sorry, that's right. There is an evolve form. My brain shut off for a second. Evolve, discard a spell card from your hand, choose an enemy follower, deal 4 damage to it. Alright, this is pretty sick. I like this card. I like the potential adding card to hand is pretty good, and yeah, I guess... Wait, this is the card you don't move the card if it's not a spell card. It goes back to the top, correct?
That's what it looked like, right?
Yeah, it's reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But if it is a spell card, this guy's basically filter for a spell, like filter spells out, right?
Yep.
And deal damage.
Yep, you get to discard like your heavy spells early on that you know you're not going to be
Right.
using when you draw that turn 2 D
Or
shift.
we haven't seen it yet because it's neutral, but there's a spell that draws a card, but when it's discarded, it also draws a card.
Yeah. And people who played a digital card game is very familiar with that card.
Yeah,
And then you get value off of discarding, and this helps fill up your
right.
graveyard too when you evolve, which is really good
For
for
yep.
spell chain. Was it called spell chain, or I think it was spell
I think
chain?
Oh, it is spell chain, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they
I
said spell
forget.
chain.
I thought it was
Yeah,
spell shard.
I just keep
No.
thinking of what was it in the digital spell boost? There we
A
go.
boost?
That's all I
Yeah.
think. But I mean, these aren't official terms yet, so in the future when we start doing these, it might actually be completely different. But
I
we'll
think
see.
spell chain. If it is spell chain, that is an official term, isn't it?
No, I don't know. I feel like we're lost in the weeds of the thing. Let us
Yeah,
just be
it's-
like the boomers and Weiss.
Yeah, we'll do this until we know for sure. So this card seems very powerful. What do you guys say?
I like it.
I think it's cool tech. Nice removal. What was the evolve cost? Was it 2?
It was. Let me double check here. It is 2. Yeah, so it'd be like on 4. You'd be able to go off with this.
What did it evolve to? 4/4?
No, into a 3/3.
Yeah, if you have the hand for it, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like things that fuel the spell boost while also like putting pressure on your opponent a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you can turn like somewhat dead cards in your hand that are going to be dead for a long time into at least removal on the board, right? So, all right. Next card here.
That's me? No.
Me.
You.
This is
Okay.
the Flame Destroyer. This is what you play with D Shift. 9 mana, 7/7. And when you play this card, Spell Chain, there we go, subtract 3 from the cost. Spell Chain 10, subtract 6 instead. And Spell Chain 15, subtract 9 instead. And has Rush. So the idea is you get 3 of these. Your opponent has no quick removal in hand. You slap them all down, then you banish 10 with the D Shift, and you get lethal.
Yeah, it's the same thing that happened in the card game digital card game early on. It was like the main combo of how D Shift won was just you get multiple attack phases essentially. Your D Shift just basically acts as a extra attack phase most of the time, right?
It
For
gives
this
your
to go
creature
off.
storm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Card is really, I don't know. It's rough.
I don't think I ever realized this guy had natural rush.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the rush is a nice include because it means you can clear
Yeah.
the wards. But the problem is you don't have a way to tutor this guy at the moment.
Yeah.
That was my problem playing the deck. Is you go, wow, how do I find this card?
Yeah, you show 20 spells in grave with 2 D shifts in hand, and you've only got 0 of these in hand because they're on your deck.
It's a good card. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong.
Yeah.
I just wish I had a way to get more of it in my hand.
Yeah.
Listen, just be a good player and draw it naturally when you need it.
Yeah, if you can draw this plus your draw spells at the same time and not only 3 of this in the opening, then you got a game.
Yeah, this is probably just definitely the biggest card. Yeah, I mean the biggest thing you're playing. If you're going to play D Shift as like a main win condition, you probably have to play this, right? Especially early on.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Next card.
All right, we got Dragon Bond Mage. It is a 3/4 for 3. It is a sorcerer. I don't think trait really matters very
No.
much in Runecraft, no, other than Golem, I guess. But whenever you play a spell, put a spell counter on this follower, activate, remove 3 spell counters from this, choose an enemy follower, and deal it 5 damage.
Royal Magical Library?
It is Royal Magical Library.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing too.
Yeah, except it doesn't draw cards.
It's
It
not
deals
at
damage
all.
instead,
It's
which
actually
is
not
fine.
at all.
But I think this card is cheeky. I don't know if it sticks around long enough to actually utilize the 3 counters at a time.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that sentiment as well. It seems you're gonna have to invest a lot into to be able to like pop this whenever you want, right?
Yeah.
Now, if only D shift costs 0, like in the digital card game.
Oh no! Wait a minute.
I played 3
Busted.
D shifts. All right, deal 5.
But it can't hit face.
Listen,
Yeah,
there might be a
that's
really
fair.
big, there might be a really big guy that you need to get rid of, and 5 damage is just enough. Okay, but yeah, card seems pretty mediocre overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next card. Wait, is this me now?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Golem Protection. It's a Runecraft spell. Put 2 guard form golem into the field. Earthright. All your golems gain golem followers get +1/+1. I assume this is. It sounds like the golem Earthright stuff is pretty big, so I assume this card might be pretty good.
I think this card's good. Like to me, it seems like it'd be played in the Earthray deck.
Yeah, it feels strong.
Yeah.
It was in the list that I sleeved up. It's like one of your best cards because it gives you 2 bodies for
Right.
like really cheap.
Right.
Well, not for cheap, but like for a low hand commitment.
Yeah, and in this version gives you like doing this gives you 2, 3, 4 bodies with ward, which feels pretty good if you can Earthray.
Well, the idea is you always have the earth, right?
Right.
The nice thing about it though is like your hand commitment is very minimal.
Right. It's 1 card versus several.
Yep. Seems like just a good card all around if you're messing around with the golems.
Mm-hmm.
Next card here.
This one's me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alchemical Lore. 5 mana spell. Deal 4 damage to all enemy followers.
Oh, it only hits enemies, so that seems nice.
This is played if you are expected to be fighting aggro over and over again, like just like the board. If you think you're going to see a lot of Swordcraft, watch the Swordcraft review to figure out why.
Or Forestcraft, same is true for that.
Yeah, either or. You can just slap this thing down and tell them no.
Yeah, card's good. It's
a tech, nice tech.
Yeah, it's very nice tech. It's Pyroclasm in Magic.
Yep. All right. Oh, I remember this boy. Fate's Hand. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's me, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Fate's Hand. So it is a 3-drop spell. It has Quick. It has draw 2 cards. Spell chain 10, recover a play point. So this card's not as broken as it was in digital, but it's still pretty solid, I think. Just because if you have the 3 mana and your opponent doesn't give you something to remove, you can use it on their turn. But the play point on their turn is not typically relevant. Like it could be in some corner cases, but it's not going to get you where you need it.
I hate this card.
You don't like draw 2 for 3?
I don't like the fact that I only get the play points back after having the 3 mana to play it. So I don't. It's not like you get to play it for 2. It's you have to play it for 3.
Right.
Then you get your play point back. 2 mana is a lot. Okay. Now I'm not saying this card is bad. Okay, I'm saying that 2 mana is a lot, and 3 mana is even more. And it's a thing you play because you have to. But I feel that when I'm using 2 mana on this, I at times feel like I am in a bad spot because I'm doing so. But what is cool is you can throw this thing in the grave and then copy it with the Merlin.
Yeah. Ooh, sorry, so this would be a free draw 2 cards and recover a play point.
Well, you evo the Merlin for 2 mana.
Oh, okay, sure.
Oh, so it would make the Merlin like basically cost 1 to evolve, essentially.
Yeah. Well, also cantripping. It's like not bad, but like the list at the beginning I was playing that had like 3 of this in there, I felt miserable when it was in my hand because it felt unplayable on a lot of such board states.
Yeah, it's definitely not as good as the digital one because the digital one could be cost 0 essentially, right? So
yeah, and when you feel that difference, it's kind of insane actually.
Yeah. It just seems like a solid card overall. It it maybe not a 3 of in every deck, but I can definitely see it in decks, especially if you're playing Merlin.
Yeah.
All right. Next card here. Price of Magic. It's an amulet, Earth Sigil. Oh, Earth Sigil is a trait? Okay, yeah. And then wait, what's stack?
Stack is the counters. So
Oh,
it
for
gives
Earth.
the thing the
Okay.
ability to tap itself and like get counters.
Okay, and then it has Fanfare. Choose an enemy follower with 4 or less health and banish it.
That seems pretty. What's the cost? 3?
Yeah, it's a 3 cost.
That seems pretty decent. Like, I feel like that's actually really good. The 4 or less health banish.
It is good, and you don't have a ton of Earth Sigils. So like you get this, you slap 3 of it in your deck, and it hopefully ruins somebody's day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
Sounds good. All right. Next card here.
This is Runic Golem, 3 mana, 3/4 with Ward, Fanfare. Choose one of the following: either Earthright to get +1/+2, putting you at a 4/6, or put a Magic Sediment into the field. So you either get an Earth Sigil or you get a big body by popping an Earth Sigil you got on previous turn.
2 things I want to clarify real quick. It's Guardian, not Golem. But
Oh, okay, yeah.
But also,
Runic Guardian.
I just want to double check. The 1 and the 2 that are there are it's to differentiate between the choices. It's not like pay 1 Earth Sigil and pay 2.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It says 1 is Earthright and number 2 is
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that.
yeah. So you either use an Earthright or you
Right.
get an Earth Sigil.
Yep. Okay.
The card is good. This is a good card. How do you
All
feel about it, Kit?
It seems pretty solid overall.
Mhm.
I don't really have any huge complaints, so I'd have to definitely play with it to totally feel the effect.
I feel like you probably get more mileage out of getting the Magic Sediment than you do using the Earthright on it. Like, while the Earthright isn't bad, it's just a 3/4 ward that gives you a Magic Sediment for Earthrighting. Like, I feel like that's probably its primary use.
4/6 is massive.
Yeah, I
That
guess that's
converts
true.
that can convert into 6 face damage or 4 face damage pretty
Yeah,
easily.
that's true. It is a 4/6, I guess. +2 or +1/+2, not +1. Oh, okay. Yeah, not +1/+1. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the health pool is like probably like the biggest part about it, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right. Next card.
Oh, it's me. Hey, we're back. This is Crafty Warlock. It is a 2-drop alchemist. It is a 2/2. Has evolved for 1. It has last words. Put a magic sediment into the field, and then when it evolves, it is last words. Put a magic sediment into the field, and add a stack counter to a card with stack on your field. This guy seems good. He seems very playable in. Oh, he also becomes a 3/3. I should mention that. So, like, you could put him into play on what, 3? And get a magic sediment, and then trade him with a 3/3 and get a magic sediment with a stack counter.
Well, no, the last words, both of them are last words.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought
So
the other
yeah.
one was
No,
No, you either
no.
get 1 stack or 2.
Oh, did I read that wrong? Did
No,
I say fanfare?
you
Or
no
did I
no
say
no
last?
you said last words. I
Oh,
think
okay.
yeah. So card seems okay. Like it
Yeah.
gets you your sentiment for that stuff, and then if you evolve it, you get an extra stack for evolving, right? When
Yeah.
it dies, so, which seems like okay
Which
value.
is definitely nice.
Yeah. All right. Next card here, Lightning Shooter. It's a Runecraft follower for cost 3/3. Fanfare, choose an enemy follower, deal 2 damage to it, and Spell Chain 5, deal 4 damage instead, and then Spell Chain 10, deal 2 damage to that follower's leader. These cards are always like so weird for me to like even evaluate.
I feel like I like the idea that this card is, but I don't like. I don't think it's very good. I mean, there's a 3/3 body that kills something with 2 toughness. It's probably okay, but you're likely going to be dealing 4 damage, not 2 damage. So, like, it's, I don't know.
Do you remember when I told you 4 mana draw 5 is unplayably slow?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine a deck that wants every single card that they play to be putting a spell into grave?
Right, exactly.
And then
Yeah.
you're wasting it on this?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm with you. Like I don't know. Like,
And it doesn't work with D-Shift at all?
yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying, like, it probably seems okay, but I don't know. Probably
This
not.
this is a draft card, let me tell you. But
It is a
It is a
draft
draft
card.
card.
yeah. But there's no official draft format, so here we are. Next card then.
Wind Blast, 1 mana. This isn't the TD. Next.
Okay. Yeah.
Card's great though. Go watch the TD video. We'll explain why.
TD.
TD, right? Wait, was this?
Was this in the TD?
Sorry, I think this is in the TD.
This
Whatever.
is in the TD.
Are we sure?
I don't.
Bro, I'm getting the
Double
list
check.
up. I'm getting the list up. We gotta.
Sorry.
I mean, either way, this card's pretty decent, right?
Fire Embrace is in the TD. We can't review it now.
Okay.
Go watch it.
Go watch
We
our
could
review.
it, but yeah, watch the TD video.
Was this in the TD too?
Alchemist Workshop. Boom. We're in. No, it's not. Thank God.
Okay.
Yo, good art.
This is a 2 mana amulet, and it has stack and fanfare. Put a strike form golem onto the field. So you see, you're getting your stack, but you're also getting a body. Good card.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like this a lot.
Right.
Art looks like Nanchi.
She does actually. All right. Last card.
Yo, last card, Teachings of Creation. We're gonna learn a lot from this. Pay 1, stack. It is an amulet with its Earth Sigil, by the way. It's one cost, stack, fanfare, draw a card. That seems really good. It is a cantripping stackable card. Like,
We saw you only get like 4 total Earth Sigils. So
yeah, I don't think there's anything to actually explain about this card. This
Yeah,
card seems great.
It seems really good. I was waiting for Dean to tell us that actually it's unplayable.
No. I came in when the takes were
Or too much. I understand.
yeah. As somebody who's played all these rune cards,
Yep.
I know which ones are good and which ones feel rough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that concludes our Runecraft review. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, stick around for our next video, which will be out later on what are we moving to? What? Dragoncraft. Hell yeah. Dragoncraft, another fun craft because I just like slamming big guys down. So we'll see you in that video. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And thank you for joining us. Later, everyone.